is that there are lots of different variables that go into a campaign. There's the message, there's the actors, the tone, is it positive, is it negative? What other kinds of stylistic features do you need to think about? And sometimes it's hard to really separate out which was it. Was it the message? Was it the frequency? Was it the fact that we reached a significant proportion of the population? So one example from the United States was what's called the Truth Campaign. It started in 2000. And by about 2002, 2003, it was shown to be effective at reducing youth smoking prevalence and initiation. And the style that they used was to go right against the tobacco company's imagery. If you wanted to be a smoker, and especially in the early days, they used images of a cowboy. Because what do you think of when you think of a cowboy? Well, when you're in the US, you think he's rough, he's rugged. And he's someone that many people will look up to, many men will look up to. I want to be tough, I want to be like that guy. So then the Truth Campaign said, well, you might be that body bag. You might end up being that body bag draped over that horse. So really using their own images right back at them. And this was very popular among the youth. The campaign was successful in reaching 75% of the teenage population. The kids that were most at risk for using tobacco said that they really liked these ads. And they were exposed to these ads frequently, for 2 years straight, every day, over and over and over again. And that's what it took. But it was successful. The prevalence of smoking declined significantly. The one thing that I will say, that with youth, we know that it's important to reach a high proportion of the youth population. We don't really know exactly what strategies. This was an effective strategy. Will this strategy work everywhere? Probably not. This was a long time ago. Today's youth may think something else is attractive. So the second half of my talk, I'll help you figure out how might you figure out what types of strategies would be most successful. When you turn to cessation campaigns, so aimed at adults to try to get them to quit, I think that there's a lot more convergence in the literature about what's successful. At least this has been true in for English-speaking audiences. And one way that many of us in the literature talk about the different styles of messages are two different types: how to quit and why to quit. So the how to quit is really about messages of giving people solutions of how they can go about quitting. If they've already come to the place where they realize, I want to quit and I'm ready, you need to give them solutions for that. And so oftentimes in the United States, they highlight toll-free